Don't think so, even if you're not there, even if you don't think so. You could
Man,
try that.
It's pretty. It sounds pretty that way. Even if you don't think so, even if you're not there.
I kind of like that.
Yeah, I do too.
Even if you don't think
so.
think so, think.
Even if you don't think so.
There it is. Think so.
Even if you don't think so.
Nice. Hey Voxstar, and welcome to From Singer to Artist. I'm Lara Chapman, award-winning singer and songwriter turned viral vocal coach and the host of this show. At VoxTape Studios, we help singers from all over the world level up their voices by teaching them the 3 fundamental skills all singers need: technique, awareness, and artistry. Whether you're looking to go pro or just develop your voice for fun, my team and I are here to help. Check the link in the description to book your first session or grab some of our other resources. Alrighty, are you ready? Let's get started. It is time for some more singing here in my home studio. I have with me today, welcome, Jess Jones. How are you?
Thank you for having me, Laura. It's a treat to be here.
Of course. Thank you so much for being here, for taking the time, driving down here and doing a little session with me.
Yeah.
We're going to be working on one of your original songs today.
Yes, indeed.
Which is so exciting. I love working on original music, so thank you for bringing your song in. Before we dig into the song, can you tell everybody just real quick, maybe a little bit more about yourself and your experience with music, how you got into it, and things like that?
Sure. My name's Jess Jones. I'll try not to do all the ums and uhs in the middle of all of my sentences. But I've been playing music for a little while now. I started playing when I was probably in my mid-early 20s. Started writing songs shortly after that. I knew that's what I wanted to do, getting into it. So
Cool.
I didn't waste a whole lot of time learning covers and whatnot. I got the basic chords down, and I started writing more songs, did poems and stuff in high school and grade school. So
Okay.
doing short stories and songs came kind of easily at the time, and it's all I really wanted to do was just write songs and play them.
Interesting.
So,
What made you want to go from poems to actual songs?
as an experiment at first,
Okay.
like when I was learning other people's songs, I realized I had so much stuff, so many poems, so many stories just backlogged.
Yeah.
And as an experiment, I just thought, well, let's see if I can put, some music to one of these and have it sound decent.
Mm-hmm.
And if I can, I'll go from there. If I can write some more, play some more, maybe get better at it.
Yeah.
And I don't know, I guess I kind of took to it. It's been therapeutic and a joy.
Good. Good. Singing should be, or making music in general,
Right.
should be a joy and not
Right.
like, this is a chore.
Sometimes it feels like it's
Sometimes
a chore
it does.
when you're trying to pull the inspiration out from wherever it comes from.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
It's
yeah.
soul nourishing.
Good. Good. I'm glad to hear that. And I'm excited to dig into your original song and see, what beautiful poem have you turned into a
Okay.
song. Did it start we're doing Selena. Did the song start as a poem or directly into song?
No, it's directly song.
Directly song.
I only have one song that started out as a poem
Okay.
from high school, and it's the only one I still play
Okay.
currently.
Okay. Actually, this is a question that I have for you because I don't have any experience being like a writer for like poems or anything like that. What, if there is a difference, what do you feel like is the difference between writing a poem and writing a song?
The easy answer, I guess, is if I can't put music to it. If I can't come up with any sort of semblance of a melody or music that fits the theme that I'm going for, then it just stays a poem, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. But like rhyme schemes and all of that, would you say it's pretty similar? Just kind of depends on the song or the poem or?
Yeah, I just try to make it flow. I don't worry too much about rhyming schemes and structure too much.
Okay.
Just if I can tell a story and have it flow well,
Okay.
then I'm satisfied,
Okay.
I guess.
I love that. Awesome. So I would say, unless you have anything else that you want to say before we dig into your song.
No.
Feeling
I don't
good?
think I'm feeling okay.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay. Well, I have a copy of your lyrics here. Thank you for bringing your lyrics. That makes it a
to.
lot easier for me to follow along.
Happy to.
And well, it's interesting that you say, song structure is like, yeah, whatever, but you have choruses in here.
I do. I got a chorus.
okay.
I do. Absolutely. I try to tie it together as best I can.
Okay.
Some structure, right?
Yeah. It's always like a balance, like finding like the story of the song, like keeping that flow like you were talking about, but then also some sort of structure so that it's a little bit easier for people to follow along.
Sure.
Right? Like if there's like no repetition whatsoever, it's like, hold on, where are we?
Right.
We're just not used to it, right? As your audience, we're not used to not having any sort of structure, but you have structure here.
I do. I have some.
So my pop brain is going to really appreciate that. I would say let's just go through the song. I already listened to it, so I have a good idea for it.
Okay.
Instead of, if that's okay with you, but you let me know. I was thinking instead of doing the entire song through and then start breaking it down into smaller sections, would you be okay with just doing first verse and chorus for now?
Sure.
Just so we get a kind of a feel for it, and then we go through section by section until we get through the entire song.
Yeah,
okay.
Happily. That'll be new exercise for me. Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect. Yeah. Awesome. Well, let's get started with that first verse and chorus of your song, Selena. Is that song already released?
It is. Came out in 2019.
Okay.
It's on my Bandcamp, which you can find all the links to at jessjonesmusic.com.
Perfect. I'll be sure to link to it.
Okay,
yep.
Thank
awesome.
You.
So now we get to hear, like your live version of it and workshopping a couple different things here in the studio. But then there's also already a recorded and released version, so we can kind of compare, which is like really cool.
Very novice me when I recorded that a while ago. So
okay. Well, let's see how it's changed.
All right. I need a place to keep my mail. It keeps falling down where it's at. Oh, my clothes ain't been washed in a couple of weeks, and the night's too humid to get any sleep. That all changes when I leave Selena. Think it'll turn to something much brighter, even if you don't think so, even if you're not there.
All right. Perfect. Well done.
Thank you.
How did it feel? Tell me.
Aside from being nervous, felt okay.
Felt okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I thought you did a fantastic job because I just like 30 minutes ago listened to the recorded version of this, and this is very different. We're what, 6 years later now?
Yeah. It's probably an 8-year-old song, so 6 years since I recorded it.
Okay, there you go. Already pretty different from your recording.
Yeah.
Okay, what do you feel like is the difference between now and your recording?
Aside from a load of practice and times performing it, I think maybe I've gotten a little bit better and didn't know it.
Yeah.
Because I've had friends, people in the audience tell me, you're a lot better than you were 5 years ago or even 3 years ago.
Yeah.
So I try to keep that in mind just as I'm going along,
Yeah. Well, that's what practice will do, you know?
Exactly.
Practice usually, if done right, helps you get better, right?
Right.
And I mean, the biggest thing that stands out to me, just, comparing the recording to this, is your pitch has improved a lot. Really. Because it's interesting when you were singing your song on the recording, the beginning of each phrase was always on. And then towards the end, your pitch it sounded like you didn't really know where the melody was going. Not necessarily that, you can't match pitch or anything like that. It just sounded like you were unsure of where the melody was going, even though you're the one who wrote it.
Right.
which is actually very common.
Okay.
This is a very common
makes me
thing
feel a
that we
little
see.
better.
Yes, because you're like, yeah, I kind of get it, but then you're kinda there. And it doesn't really usually fully come out until you're in the recording studio, and then you're kind of between pitches, and it's like, what exactly is the melody here? But you kind of solved that issue or problem. I don't really want to call it that, but I can't think of another word right now.
No, that's fine.
With making it very speech-like.
Okay. Yeah.
Right? So you kind of like started more or less just speaking the end of each phrase. And now this time around, you're still very conversational, which I love for this song. And it fits your style very well as well.
Thank you.
But it doesn't sound pitchy.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
So, yay!
Okay. Awesome.
Congratulations.
Awesome.
That's great.
Thank you.
That's
Thank
really
you.
great. And a lot of people think that, oh, if I'm pitchy now, like there's no hope for me.
Okay.
It's not at all what it is. It's just training your muscles, because with singing, unlike with a guitar, you're literally grabbing notes out of thin air.
Right.
You have no idea where the note is. You just
Right.
have to go based off of feel and ear. With a guitar, you have frets.
Right. You've
and
got all
strings.
the notes there to help
Exactly.
you, right?
Exactly. Same thing with the piano, right? You just press the key. But with the voice, we don't have that. So being on pitch is super hard in singing. And a lot of people underestimate how hard it is. But also it's something we can learn. And you are proof of that right now.
Goodness.
So
Thank you.
yes,
Thank you.
well done. Lesson over. It was great having you here. Thank you so much. I'll see you next time.
Oh, okay. All right. I'm out.
No, there's always more we can learn and work on.
Definitely.
But I just wanted to mention that, like, I was like, wow, okay, big difference, and we haven't even done anything yet.
Thank you.
So,
Thank you.
kudos to you.
Thank you.
Chapeau. Love it. Okay. Any particular parts in this first verse or chorus where you're like, ooh, not sure about this, or this doesn't feel so great, or anything?
No, not offhand. I think the first verse I was pretty happy with.
Pretty happy with?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. I would love to do it again, and I will most likely stop you. Please don't be offended if I do.
Okay.
that.
That's all right. That's all right. Okay.
Because usually I have to like say it like when I hear something right away, because otherwise I hear like 5 different things by the time we're
Right,
done,
you'll
and then
move
I'm like,
on and-
hold on, what was where? I'm not very good at taking notes, so we'll just work
okay.
work through it as we walk through the song.
Sure. Sounds
Okay?
wonderful.
Alrighty, let's go again from the beginning, like just right into that first verse.
Okay. All right. I need a place to keep my mail. It keeps falling down where it's at.
All right, let's pause right there.
Okay.
It all keeps falling down where it's at. Okay, you're just changing some of the lyrics slightly here, but I actually like what you said, where it's at compared to where it is, where it's at. Carries just a little bit more.
Okay.
So
Yep.
nice lyrical adjustment.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, so in general, I don't love talking about projection, meaning, being louder essentially is what that means. Because a lot of times when somebody asks a singer to project more, all that gets accomplished is more pushing, right? And then it's just all that force behind it, and then
All
it gets
air.
very exhausting. Yes, it gets very exhausting to sing. Now, with the beginning of the song, we obviously don't have to be loud, but I do think we could open up your vocal tract just a little bit.
I agree.
Okay, awesome,
agree.
love. And again, that's not necessarily going to make you like a lot louder, like in the sense of projection, but more just a little bit of a fuller tone.
No, I'm glad you brought that up. That's something I've definitely struggled with, and I've noticed over time, like it's gotten somewhat easier as I've warmed up, and as I get into a show, it gets a little easier. But sometimes, especially for a quarter of a show, sometimes half a show, it's not there. Like, I don't know if it's just nerves fighting me or improper technique. I'm not 100% sure. I've always just struggled with
Maybe
it.
a little bit of column A and a little bit of column B.
It's fair.
Maybe a little bit of both.
Okay.
But either way, we're going to work on it now. So,
Okay.
pufferfish. Let's try that. So pufferfish is this. Woo. Yes. So the air and the sound is still coming out of your mouth, but it's a teeny, teeny, tiny little opening.
Gotcha.
So it's not like, woo, it's woo. You're really inflating your cheeks.
Okay.
Can you just try that? Just woo, woo. Great. Can you add a little bit more tension to your lips so there's less air coming out? Mm-hmm. Do you feel anything opening up in the back of your mouth?
Maybe a little bit.
A little
Back
bit?
here, yeah. Maybe I don't know if I'm just feeling air moving through it, but
Fair. Can you do it one more time? And as you're just kind of like sustaining that, like as you're moving through your range, keep adjusting your lips until you're like, okay, yep, I really feel that opening now.
I might
There's
just be dense.
barely any air coming out. There. Does that feel different?
Back here, maybe a little.
Maybe a little?
Maybe a little bit.
I hear a lot less air coming out. Try one more time.
I can't tell. I can't really tell.
Okay. Let's just try it through the song and then see if you can tell a difference after the fact. Sometimes it takes a little bit to be like, I don't know.
Okay.
So instead of singing the lyrics, you're going to sing the melody on that pufferfish.
Okay. In the pufferfish
Yep.
mode. Okay. Okay.
Let's try that.
All right. That feels so weird.
Okay. Weird how?
Just new and different.
New and different. Okay. Do you maybe now feel a little bit more of an opening? It's okay if you don't.
I can't tell.
You can't tell?
I can't
Okay.
really tell.
Straw phonation
Okay.
is basically just singing through a straw. And I always thought that was the stupidest thing in the whole wild world because I'm like, what am I going to, like, I can't sing with a straw in my mouth on stage. Why would I do this? Well, it's going to help you open up. So the pufferfish, you might not have felt that much. With this straw, this is a smoothie straw.
Okay.
So ideally, we would want to use a much smaller straw with a much smaller opening, but I want to show you that you can still do this with any kind of straw that you have. We just have to adjust it a little bit.
Okay.
So we're going to basically just sing through the straw. Great. So you're actually going to need one of your hands.
Okay.
And so if you completely close off the hole at the bottom and you blow into it, it doesn't work, right? Because the air can't go anywhere.
Sure.
And if it's completely open, there's a lot of air coming through. So when you have a bigger straw, like a smoothie straw, what you can do is kind of block off a little bit of that hole at the bottom until you feel like, oh my gosh, there's a lot of pressure coming back in my mouth.
Gotcha. Okay. Okay.
Do you feel a difference depending on how much you're closing off the hole at the bottom?
Definitely.
Yeah? Okay.
Yeah.
Would you say you feel that more than with the pufferfish that we did before?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay.
Yeah.
So let's stick to the straw for right now. Because technically the pufferfish does the same thing. Basically, what probably happened with your pufferfish when you were doing it before, there was just a big hole, meaning more air coming through. And we could keep playing around with the pufferfish until we get like just the tiniest opening, just like we do when we block off the straw here at the bottom.
Okay.
It does the same thing, but sometimes using a prop like this makes it a little bit easier. So we're not going to use your guitar because you need your hands.
Sure.
But let's just try just a cappella real quick. Same thing as with the pufferfish, but this time you're singing it through the straw, and you can keep adjusting here at the bottom with your finger, like how much you're closing off the hole, so that you're really feeling everything open up back here because a lot of that air just can't come out.
Okay.
Yeah?
Okay.
Questions?
No.
No?
Not yet.
Okay, let's try it.
Okay. This is awkward.
No, I'm sorry.
It's okay. Ooh. This is gonna take some time.
Okay.
That's hard to do.
Hard how?
Trying to keep the melody going to get it out, I guess. Mm-hmm. Maybe I'm just trying to do too much at once.
I know it's a lot. I'm asking you to do a lot, especially because, I could give you the Rizono straw, which already has a smaller opening anyways, so you don't have to do any manual adjustment.
Gotcha.
But that's my personal straw. I don't know if you want to share
fine.
my germs.
It's okay. It's okay.
So it's a, if you want, you can also just keep it completely open.
Let's try that.
Okay. How was that? Was that a little easier?
Maybe a little bit.
A little bit easier. Okay. What are you feeling in your throat/mouth area when you're doing this?
Aside from a lot of vibration,
Uh-huh.
a little bit of air. It's making me a little lightheaded.
Yes. Okay.
But it's also making me wish I hadn't spent any years smoking.
Oh, yeah.
It's got that sensation.
Do you still smoke or not anymore? Okay.
Not in a long time.
Okay.
But
Well, luckily it's something we can build up again.
Right.
Right.
I hope.
And basically what we're doing with this here is just kind of creating a little bit more space because the opening is so small, much smaller than your mouth.
Sure.
The air can't really go anywhere. So it stays more internal. So your mouth and your vocal tract are opening up to create that space for all that air.
Okay.
Right?
I see.
It's called SOVT, semi-occluded vocal tract.
Okay.
Don't worry
That's
about
fancy.
it. Fancy term.
Okay.
Fancy term. Okay, so when you were singing this now, are you familiar with the terms chest voice and head voice?
Yes, I've heard that.
You've heard it?
Yes, I know of it.
You know of it? Do you know what the difference is in your own voice?
In mine, no.
No?
I
Okay.
don't.
Can you give me a
Hoo-hoo.
That's your head voice.
Okay.
Ah.
Ah.
That's your chest voice.
Okay.
It feels and sounds very different, right?
Okay, yeah.
And if we go ooh, down into your chest voice, try that.
Okay.
Hear the crack?
Yeah, I hear the crack.
That is where you're transitioning from head voice down to chest voice.
Okay.
Other way around too. Ooh.
Ooh.
That was much smoother.
Yes,
Very nice.
It felt smoother.
But you still went from chest voice to
Gotcha.
head voice.
Okay.
Did you feel where the change was happening more or less?
No, I can hear it a little bit, but I can't really feel it.
You can't really feel it. Okay, try it one more time. Ooh. Oh, actually, let's try it on ah. You might feel it more on ah.
Okay.
Ah. It was right at the very end is where you
okay.
transitioned into head voice.
Okay.
Try it one more time and don't cut yourself off so early. You're still in chest voice. Yeah, up there. So that's the tricky part about starting at the bottom, especially on ah.
Okay.
It's harder to then switch into a head voice.
Okay.
Where I'm going with this is when you were doing it through the straw, you most likely did everything in your head voice, compared to when you are singing the song normally without the straw, you sing it in your chest voice.
Okay.
So the next step after what we just did here with the straw would be figuring out how can you also do it in the same kind of voice you use when you're actually singing the song.
Okay.
Because it's much easier to do it in your head voice than it is in your chest voice, right? Does that make sense?
Yeah, I think so.
You think so?
I think I'm with you.
Okay. Let's just do it a cappella real quick, just with the words, the first phrase. I need a new place to keep my mail.
Okay. I need a place to keep my mail.
Okay, great. We're going to open this up to la la la.
Okay.
La 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 la.
La 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 la.
Okay, great. But in the same key as you're usually doing it in.
Right.
Can you just give us the first, what is it? C? Oh, but
I'm capoed.
You're capoing it. Okay, B flat. Na.
La la la. I'm kind of lost without the guitar, aren't I? La 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 la. La 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 la. Need a place to keep my mail.
Okay, hold on. You said you're capoing it 3, so that's 3 half steps up. But you're not playing that chord. What chord are you playing?
I guess this would be, if it's not B flat, E flat.
Are you capo is on 3rd fret.
On 3rd fret. And
but you're playing G.
I'm playing C.
Playing C? That's
well,
C?
yeah, it's a C. So standard C, but
Oh, well, shoot.
C
Okay.
add 9 or C sus or.
Oh, I don't.
Right. I know some
and then
names.
D and then G?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
So. More or less. You just play a fancier C than what I'm doing. I'm sorry. I don't know what kind of fancy C you're playing.
It's a lazy boy C.
A lazy boy C.
So I can transition from D to G easier.
Okay, fair. Can you play it one more time and sing along to it?
Sure. I need a place to keep my mail. It keeps falling down where it's at.
Okay, so what is that first note that you're singing?
The first note? I'd have to put the tuner back on it to tell you for sure. At one point, I used to know.
Yeah? Ooh, I need a place to keep my mail.
So I guess this would be an A sharp?
I need a place. Are you not up here? I need a place. Is that how it goes?
I need a place to keep my mail.
Okay, so see, this is exactly what I was talking about at the very beginning of the episode, where it's like, I kind of know what the melody is, but is it exactly the melody? Right? So we're, again, trying to figure out what is that first note, because you're always starting it on a different note.
Am I?
Yeah, most of the time. So I'm trying to figure out what exactly is it.
This is what I'm aiming for.
Okay.
I need a place to keep my mail.
Okay, but we gotta get all the way up to. I
need a place to keep my mail.
Okay. Do it one more time.
Okay. I need a place to keep my mail.
Keep my mail. Okay. I need a place to keep my mail. The need a place. Where's the need a place?
Need a place to keep my mail.
Okay. I need a place to keep my mail. Okay, I'm following. Sorry.
No,
I
no.
need a place to keep my mail. Like that?
I think you got it. I need a place to keep my mail.
Okay.
I think you're doing it better than I ever have, so.
No, don't say that. I need a place to keep my mail. Okay, so let's do just la 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 la. If that's the melody on
La
that
la
first.
la 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 la.
Okay. La la la. La 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 la. That's your first note.
La 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 la.
La la la
La
la.
la 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 la.
Hold on.
I know I'm inconsistent. I apologize.
No, you don't need to apologize. This is your song, right? And at the end of the day, I want to make sure that we're practicing the melody exactly what it is, that I'm not like simplifying it, because what we just boiled it down to was just 2 notes.
Okay.
Da 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 da. Right? But what you were usually doing was a little bit more complicated than that.
Okay. I feel better now. For a minute there, I felt really awful about
No. Sing the melody one more time.
Okay.
So
I need a place to keep my mail. Keeps falling down where it's at.
Keep falling down where it's at. No, it really comes down to those 2 notes.
Okay.
You're just swimming in the melody a little bit, where it's like, I need a place to keep my mail. I'm exaggerating, but it's kind of like a roundabout way of getting to the notes sometimes. That's why the melody sounds more complicated than it actually is.
Okay.
If we really look at it, it only boils down to those 2 notes. Or maybe, I need a place. The I is maybe a little bit lower.
Okay.
I need a place to keep my mail.
Okay.
That's technically what it comes down to if we keep it super simple.
Okay.
Okay. So can we try that on La La La? Forget about like the song as it is. We're literally just basically turning this into an exercise.
Okay.
La 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 la.
La 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 la.
Almost. Can you do it together with me at the same time?
Okay.
This is our first note. La. There it is. And la 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 la. Great. Let's do that together one more time.
La 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 la.
Great. Can you do it on your own?
La 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 la.
There it is. Okay. Perfect. Is that feeling okay?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, so you're having a very small opening in your mouth. La
Yeah.
la la la
Yeah.
la 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 la. Of course, it's going to be hard to open everything up when the mouth is very small, right? So can you give me a big la?
La.
Yeah. It's funny because literally every other episode that I've recorded so far with other singers was like, don't open your mouth so much. And now with you, it's the opposite. And that's what makes singing so hard, because it's different for everybody, right? So we're going to do the same thing one more time, but with an open, actually take your fists and put them here on your cheeks. Yeah. La, la, la.
La 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 la.
Yeah. Okay, that's much more open already.
Okay.
Can you open up even more? It's going to feel super crazy open and exaggerated.
La 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 la.
Okay, great. I'm not lying to you when I say your teeth are this far apart.
I know. I know.
It's hard, right? It might feel like, oh my God, I'm so open.
But I'm not.
But you're not.
Okay.
You're just not used to it, right? And
Correct.
That's what makes this hard. One more time before you sing the entire thing. Just la.
La. La. Okay. La 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 la.
Okay, that was already better. This time, hold your jaw so that it's not moving. Only the tongue on the inside is doing la la la.
La 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 la.
Great, that's it. Your jaw is not moving. Now can we open everything up more and keep your jaw still?
La 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 la.
Okay.
That feels weird.
How?
It just feels unnatural.
Unnatural. It's just not what you're used to.
Exactly.
100%. Do you hear though how your voice, when you open up more, is coming out a lot more than when you're not opening up? It's not what you're paying attention to.
No,
so.
I'm not noticing it. But instinctually, it makes me think it's worse. Like just, from my own perspective and whatever.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, the interesting thing too, when you started opening up more here on that last round, you started going a little above the note on the high note.
Okay.
Because you're used to working a lot harder.
Sure.
And so now that you're still working the same amount, like same amount of effort, and you're more open, now it takes a lot less effort to hit the same note.
Okay.
But because you have all this effort behind it, your voice overshoots the note.
Okay.
So basically, the goal here when we're opening up more is that it takes less effort to sing the same note. So you don't have to work quite as hard. So you're not going sharp.
Okay, sure.
Okay. Let's try that one more time. I know it's really weird, but there's a reason why we're doing it.
I'm with you. Okay, I'm with you.
La, la, la. Nice and open and only move the tongue.
La, 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 la.
Great. Can you stay open even on the last note?
Okay. La, 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 la.
How was that?
Felt a little better.
Felt a little better?
Felt a
okay.
little better.
You started closing off more
I know,
as you
I
went.
know.
Can you see yourself in the mirror back there? By the
Barely.
Barely?
Yeah.
Okay. Do I have a mirror closer by somewhere?
It's mostly my vision, so I'm nearsighted, and these are prescriptions. So
Okay.
okay, that's a little better.
Okay. Look at your mouth one more time and do it. And try and keep it open.
La 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 la.
You're going in a beautiful mix, actually, on that top note. La, la, la. That's well done. Well done. How far open is your mouth?
Not very.
Not very. Okay. Yeah, there you go. That's it, baby. Let's try one more time.
La 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 la.
It keeps closing as you're
La
going
la
through
la 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 la.
Yeah. Okay.
Feels weird.
It feels really weird because you're just not used to doing that at all, right?
Right.
And so we're going to stop that here for now. But again, the whole reason why we're doing this and why I would love to encourage you to play around with that on your own time is so that your voice becomes just a little bit more present.
Okay.
Right? Because when you're playing with your guitar and you're singing at the same time, sometimes the guitar is so loud that it's a little hard to hear you.
Yep.
Now, when we're singing with a microphone, here we're not amplifying ourselves because we don't want the amplification and then the microphone picking it up again, right? So we're just recording here and not amplifying
That's
it.
something I've noticed playing live too. Is I can play louder with a pick because I got the microphone there to do the work.
Yes,
right?
yes.
So I can work a little harder on diction or tone or whatever, but I realize when I'm not, like that all kind of goes out the window.
Yes, exactly. And even with the mic, yes, it changes the volume, right?
Okay.
Like it basically all a microphone does, unless you have a bunch of effects on it, like plugins, it just takes what you put into it and it makes it louder.
Right.
And that's it. When we're working on this, like this more open sound, we're not necessarily doing it to be louder. Sure, it's a side effect that you might be a little bit louder, but it's mostly to get a more present tone.
Okay.
It changes your tone, right? And a microphone can't do that for you.
True.
Right?
Okay.
So that's why I would love to encourage you to continue playing around with something more open. It's going to feel not awful, but it's going to feel very weird and unnatural for the first couple of weeks of you doing it. But look at yourself in the mirror when you're doing it and really try and stay open. Okay. If you wanted to go hardcore on this, and I'm not going to make you do that today, but if you wanted to, you could put a finger or like 2 or 3. That's
intimidating.
It is.
Okay.
It's going to be a lot. And it's going to be like, oh my God, this is the worst thing. Why am I doing this? And again, the goal is not to start singing, I need a place to keep my... That's not where we're going.
Okay.
Don't worry, that's not at all where we're going with it. All we're doing is we're trying to open up your vocal tract so that you can then still, I need a place to keep my mail. Still keep it small in your mouth. But because we've opened everything up back here too, when you're doing this, everything's more open, even in the back too. Okay. The tone becomes more present.
Okay.
Okay. So you can either practice it with a big opening in your mouth. You can practice it with the straw. You can practice it with the pufferfish, the boo that we were doing. All of that is going to get you the same or similar kind of result.
Okay.
The goal for all of these things is to open up your vocal tract a little bit more, to just add 5% more body to your voice.
Okay. Yep.
Not necessarily more volume, just a little bit more body.
I've heard that before. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Love it. That's going to take practice. And like I said, it's going to be stupid for the first couple of times doing it.
That's okay.
But I promise the more you do it, the more natural it starts getting. Right. And again, I don't want you to turn into a musical theater singer where you're going,
sure.
all the time. That's not the goal. Yeah.
Okay.
Believe me? Or are you like, I don't believe it.
No. There's, you're the expert, and there's a lot of merit to what you're saying, because a lot of the feedback I've gotten, you've presented in a more broken down fashion.
Cool.
I guess. Like, I don't want to say more layman's terms, but you've fed it to me in a way that helps me change.
Cool.
I guess it helps me make it a little bit better. Like, okay, I have some exercises to work on what people are feeding back to me.
Yeah.
Great.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Exactly. And you don't even have to do it like this la la la, for example. You don't even have to do it in like this kind of melody. You can put it into an exercise. La 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 la.
I need a piano.
La 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 la. It doesn't even like really matter what the pitch is. If you're like la 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 la, la 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 la, la 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 la. I've been doing scales my entire life. I can do this really well without a piano. But what you could do is just play a string or a chord.
Sure.
Right? And then just, do you play bar chords?
A little bit.
Because with a bar chord, you could just literally go up a fret, up a fret, up a fret, and just strum it. And then you have the chord, essentially, right? La, 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 la. It's just, you just keep going up like that, right? Something you could do, you don't necessarily need a piano. You can also download the Tiny Piano app on your phone.
Okay.
And then just play the keys on your phone.
Gotcha. Sure.
Yeah. You don't need to get new equipment for that.
I don't know why I didn't even think about that. Like, I have a phone with apps. I could just find a little keyboard.
Yeah. Tiny Piano is the one I use. It's free and it's great.
Okay.
I like it. Okay. I like it. It gets the job done. Obviously, it's very small keys. So, you have to be very accurate with your little finger beans.
That could be difficult.
You got it. You got it. If you just play the first note, you can probably get the rest of the scale. Okay. Okay. That whole stuff that we talked about up until this point will apply through the entire song.
Sure.
Right? Because it's not necessarily about changing your sound or anything like that. It's just adding 5% more body to your voice so it carries just a little more, right? While still keeping it conversational, okay? But I would love to look at the chorus real quick, if that's cool with you.
Sure.
Yeah, do you know how to get right into the chorus without doing the verse first?
That all changes when I leave, Selena.
Nice.
Think it'll turn to something much brighter, even if you don't think so, even if you're not there.
Okay. Yeah. It's so interesting. When you're playing with your guitar, your notes and your melodies are spot on. And as soon as we remove the guitar, you're like, I don't know where the melody is.
My whole comfort, like my comfort blanket is gone without it. And I'm just a little kid without it. I'm scared.
Yeah. And hey, that's just something you probably haven't been doing much.
Correct.
Like singing without a guitar.
Correct.
There you go. So that's just practice, right? And being like, okay, I'm only focusing on my voice right now and not the guitar too. Or I have like I said before with the voice, you're grabbing notes out of thin air, especially when you're singing a cappella.
Yeah.
Then you literally have no anchor points. And it's like, well, good luck. But that would be something really good for you to practice.
I agree with you. Definitely.
Because you can do it. I know you can, because you can do it with the guitar. Now it's just a matter of practicing it without the guitar.
Okay.
Yeah?
I'm with you.
Okay,
yeah,
awesome. You looked like you were going to say something, so I didn't want to interrupt.
I had a question. I'm thinking like all this feedback. And I'm like, man, have you ever had a student or a peer where you didn't have any notes for? Like, if you had someone ever come in and say, you're perfect, I've got nothing for you.
No.
Okay, good. Thank you.
I have not.
Good.
And there's always more to learn.
Good.
Like, okay. I truly don't believe that there's such a thing as this is perfect.
I'm with you.
I have heard a lot of fantastic singers, absolutely amazing, and be like, yeah, this is quote unquote perfect. Go and do your thing. You don't need me, right? But no, there's always more to learn at the end of the day. Okay. But yeah.
Just curious.
No, don't worry. You're good. That's a great question. Any other questions?
Not right now.
Not right now? Okay.
Not right now.
I really like the way you're singing this chorus too. Up in these higher notes, you're actually doing a great job at getting more mixy. So mixed voice is kind of that in between chest voice and head voice that we were talking about before, right? Chest voice, head voice. And mixed voice is when you're blending the chest and the head together. Okay. So when you're singing na 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 na, hello, that's right here. That's not my chest voice. That's not how I speak. Right? It's somewhere kind of like in the middle. You can hear how I sound slightly different than I usually do, but it's also not my head voice because then I would sound like this. Right?
Okay.
So it's in the middle, and you're automatically, naturally already doing that, which is fantastic.
Okay.
Most people don't do that.
Okay.
So
I haven't heard that before.
no, you're doing a great job. You're doing a great job.
Don't inflate my ego.
No, we have to celebrate the things that we do well. That's important.
Thank you, though.
Because it's so easy for us to focus on the things that we can't do or are not as good at.
Sure.
And then you're like, I suck. I was like, no.
I get a lot of criticisms from my voice, so to get some actual good feedback is nice to hear.
No, for sure. For sure. You're doing a really great job there. And if we can, again, open everything up a little bit more, get that 5% more body to your voice, it's going to carry even more. But the foundation of what your vocal folds are doing are there.
Okay.
Now it's just a manipulation of the vocal tract. Okay. Like how we're shaping the sound. Because the sound that the vocal folds make is a very raw and not beautiful sound at all.
Sure.
It's when the sound travels through our vocal tracts, through the throat and the mouth and the nasal cavities as well, that's what gives it the tone that we know. So your vocal folds are doing their job.
Okay.
Now it's just a matter of, can we open up that vocal tract 5% to get just a little bit more body to it?
Okay.
But the foundation is there.
Okay.
We love it.
Okay.
Do you have any questions about your chorus?
No, I don't think so.
No? Awesome. No. Let's move on to the second verse. Coffee tastes just as good as ever.
Okay. You want the guitar?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. All right.
I'll give it to you.
Okay. Coffee. Well, no. Coffee, it tastes as good as ever. Without your conversations while I drink it, I've got no more excuses to go to work late. It's all about to change for me, my dear.
Great. But that's all about to change. Make sure you're getting
all about to change for me, my dear.
Yeah.
Yep. I got a little lazy there. I'm sorry.
That's okay. It's not about perfection, right? Just wanted to point it out that you're staying just all the way up there on that note from that first time you're hitting it.
Okay.
So kind of going.
It's all about to change for me, my dear.
Yeah, that beginning was really good. That was great. Kind of going into, practicing without your guitar. If you do download Tiny Piano app or you're getting a little bit of a piano or whatever, I would definitely recommend plucking out the notes. Or you can do it on the guitar too if you feel comfortable plucking on your guitar.
Sure.
Plucking out the melodies.
Sure.
Right? To just really know exactly what are all the different notes. Do you write like sheet music?
No.
Okay.
I don't know the sheet music.
And you don't need to do that. You can do it by ear, right? There's even software that you can use on the computer to do that as well. But it's really, really helpful when you know exactly what the melody is, right?
I'm with you.
So you don't have to slide and scoop into notes. You can kind of like find them as you go through it, right?
Okay.
Slow down to speed up is basically what I'm saying here, right? Like we're slowing down in the sense of we're plucking out all the notes, and that takes time. But then it's much easier to learn it quickly.
Okay.
Once you have all the notes, because then you can hear it better, right? And when you can hear it on a guitar or on a piano, it's much easier to copy it in quotes. Copy might be the wrong word, but just imitate
Hear it
that
and
melody.
imitate.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. We're not going to do that now. I'll let you do that on your own, so
Sure.
you feel comfortable in your own space. And like, all right, where are all these notes?
Sure. Okay.
Because
Okay.
you're 90% there. It's just that last 10% of like, we can be a little bit more accurate there if we wanted to, if we took the time to do it.
Okay.
Okay. And then we go back into the same chorus, right?
Yep.
Do you have any questions about the second verse?
I don't think so.
No?
No, I don't.
Feeling
think
good there? Okay.
I'm feeling pretty good.
I liked it. It was just that last, but it's all about there where you went slightly under.
Yeah.
That's okay. That happens, right? Just wanted to point that out. Great. Let's go into the second chorus and then into the bridge as well.
Okay. All right. Okay. That all changes when I leave Selena. Well, if I can get it right. That all changes when I leave Selena.
Nice.
Think it'll turn to something much brighter.
Good.
Even if you don't think so. Even if you're not there. Maybe this time it's different. If I can keep a straight face. If my tires don't blow out. If my mind holds out.
Okay. Yeah. How's that bridge feeling?
Okay. I'm okay. I feel okay with it. When I originally wrote it, I really wanted to change it up, but I realized I didn't have the chops for trying to put a very different spin. I guess musically.
Like for the melody?
Right. Thank you. Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I can see that the melody is similar to what we've heard through the rest of the song, but you have a different chord progression underneath it.
I do.
So it does, like, we know that, okay, we're in a bridge now. Like, this is not a third verse or the chorus again or something like that. So
that's what I was afraid of.
Yeah, but because you have a different chord progression, it sounds very different. Good. So you can get away with it. But I hear what you're saying with like, I just did the melody. could have been something else, but I didn't have the chops back then yet. And that's okay. You've grown since. So, you could always rewrite the bridge if you wanted to, or just apply that in the next song that you write.
True.
Right?
Good
like
point.
I think it's okay to honor the songs that we wrote in the past and leave them the way they are, because that's where we were at back then.
It's a good reference point from past to future or present.
Yeah, exactly. It shows your growth, right?
Exactly.
But if you're like, oh man, I really love this song and I have this great idea for this bridge, I want to change it, like, do it. It's your song.
It's your song.
You can do whatever it is you want to. But as far as, the notes that you're using, like your overall vocal range of the song is very small, right? It's just a couple of notes that you keep using.
Sure.
But again, because you're using a different chord progression underneath there, it's okay. Right? Okay. But also, the more comfortable you get with your voice, your writing will expand too. Right? Because if you're like, oh, I can actually like hit these higher notes easily or lower notes easily too. It's like, okay, cool. Like now you can write more difficult to sing melodies. So that opens up your horizon too. Actually, before I say that, I love how you were speaking straight face instead of like singing it. You spoke those two words. I kind of like it.
Did I?
Yeah. You might not be doing it on purpose, but I liked it. Okay. Kind of spoke them. So the other thing that I wanted to say, are you open to an experiment?
Sure. Yeah.
Can you move the fret down, the capo down 2 frets?
Like,
other way. That's up, down. Yep.
What, here?
Yep. Okay. So it's going to sound different.
Sure.
Because you're 2 half steps lower now.
Okay. And you want me to try it like this?
Yes. Can we try it just from the first verse or wherever you feel most comfortable?
Okay. I need a place to keep my mail. It keeps falling down where it's at. Oh, my clothes ain't been washed in a couple of weeks, and the night's too humid to get any sleep.
Cool. Keep going in the chorus.
Okay. That all changes when I leave Selena. Think it'll turn to something much brighter, even if you don't think so, even if you're not there.
Okay. I know it's not what you're used to, singing it down to half steps, but how did it feel?
I don't know. It's not the same feel.
Yeah.
Like musically, like lyrically, the not the attitude, but I guess the presence I'm trying to give.
Okay.
Takes away from it, I think, a little bit, but
Okay.
it's certainly easier.
Easier to sing.
Easier to sing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So the reason why I asked you to do this is to see how does your voice react when you're changing the key, first of all, pitch wise.
Sure.
How's your voice reacting? Because you've been singing it in one way for so many years now. Now that we're changing it, what does your voice do? But honestly, I was positively not surprised, but you did a great job with that. It wasn't 100% perfect, but
Sure.
it was pretty darn close. So great job there. Your voice adjusted really nicely. So that was one reason why I wanted to do this. And the other reason was to see how does the tone of your voice change when we're making it lower. Because sometimes when we use a lot of effort to sing, it's the tension that closes the vocal tract off. And that's why the voice can sometimes sound a little thin and not quite as much body to it.
Okay.
So I wanted to see if your tone changes at all to half steps lower. It did a little bit.
Okay.
It did a little bit, but still in general,
Pretty consistent.
pretty consistent. Yeah. So I wouldn't say there's a huge difference there. Maybe a little bit, but okay. Good for me to know.
Okay. Is that a good thing or is that a bad thing?
Neither.
Okay.
It's just an observation.
Okay. Just curious.
Yeah. Okay. No, great question. Just an observation. Because for me, like when I'm working with a singer, I'm trying to figure out what is the cause of the symptom that we're experiencing.
Okay.
And this was me trying to figure out, is it maybe tension?
Okay.
Or is it just a matter of you're just not used to opening up your vocal tract at all?
Okay.
I don't think it's much tension.
Okay.
Maybe a little bit, but not too
used
much.
to opening my vocal tract. Okay.
Just creating more space. Actually, hold on. One thing we haven't tried yet to open up the vocal tract, inhaling through a yawn. So like that. Yeah. There you go. When you do that, you're dropping your larynx. And when your larynx is lower, it opens up the space in the back of your mouth by a lot. So, actually, let's try that. I need a place to keep my mail. Oh, well, and every time you breathe in, you're breathing in through a yawn.
Breathing through a yawn during the song. Ooh, okay.
Yeah.
Need a place to keep my mail. It keeps falling down where it's at. All my clothes ain't been washed in a couple of weeks. And the night's too humid to get any sleep. That's making me lightheaded.
Yeah, because you're inhaling a lot,
Yeah.
for sure. Besides feeling lightheaded, how was that?
Uncomfortable.
Uncomfortable.
Because of the lightheadedness.
Yes.
That's all I got.
Okay, fair enough. You were working a lot when you were breathing, and you were like,
Yeah, I felt it.
I felt it. So, but obviously, I'm asking you to do something you're not used to. So it's like, oh my God, I'm focusing all my energy on that. Eventually, if you keep practicing this and you're not thinking about it quite as much, it would turn into something more like, and that's it, right? Okay. And not like, I'm really breathing in a lot.
Okay.
You're just lowering your larynx as you breathe in to create the space.
Okay.
Okay. But I don't want to throw too many things at you all at once. Okay. But that was just one more thing that I wanted to try to see if that helps with creating space. I'll let you noodle on all these things on your own time a little bit. And yes, it might feel uncomfortable at first, or you might get a little bit lightheaded when you're changing your breathing like this. But again, we don't need to over breathe. The only thing we want to focus on is pushing the larynx down, right?
Okay.
That.
Okay.
Right. When you're yawning, it's not like
Sure.
like that
Not
every
all the
time we yawn.
Right.
It's just and that's it.
Just an exaggerated. Okay.
Can you imitate the sound right here?
I can do kind of.
Yeah, there you go.
A little what's the Brad Garrett?
Yeah, sure.
That's the feeling I get.
Okay, there you go. That's a low larynx when you're speaking like this.
Larynx.
Right?
Anything for Raymond. Okay. All right. Gotcha.
And so, not that you're going to sing with that low larynx,
Okay.
but when you're inhaling on a low larynx, or like pushing the larynx down while you
effect.
inhale, it just creates a little bit more space, and then your larynx can come up, so it's not getting stuck, essentially.
Okay.
So you can play around with that.
Interesting. Okay.
Do you have any questions about that?
No, I don't think so.
No. Okay. Last time I caught the moon.
Yep.
No, you.
Last time the moon was on the other
You want to
side.
put it back in the original key?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, before we forget that. So let's just do that ending here too.
Okay.
Just to make sure we can get through the entire song.
Last time the moon was on the other side. Thinking about the way that things they could have been. What if I can't stop reliving my yesterdays with the ghosts who were never really there?
Okay, great. So the melody is the same as like another verse essentially at the end.
Yep.
Okay, very cool. One thing I heard you do in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, the inflection
Yes.
deal. Yeah.
That was in the first verse. I really liked that. Are you doing that in the second verse too, or not on Work Late?
I don't think. I think I've got no excuses to come to work late. Kinda a little bit.
Because it could be cool because your melodies are repetitive.
Sure.
It could be cool to go late, just like weeks.
Sure.
And then same thing on yesterday. Right?
Okay. Okay.
Keeping that little ba-da-da, that tiny little riff in the third phrase, like on the last word and the third phrase of all the verses.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah?
Okay.
That could be cool.
Yeah.
It adds just a little something, so it's...
I
Well,
agree.
technically it makes it more repetitive because now
What's
all
in
the
every third
verses are the
line.
same.
Right.
But because now not all the phrases in each verse are a little bit different, it feels a little bit less repetitive.
I see what you mean.
It just adds a little nice spice.
Sometimes I think it does come out that way.
Okay.
It's a little more naturally occurring, I think, when it
Okay.
does happen.
Okay.
If I try to force it, then I'll probably muck it up or something. But I like it, and I'm trying to
Okay.
I see what you mean.
Yeah.
Yes.
I really liked it on Weeks. I'm like, I kind of want to hear that again.
Thank you.
So, okay, but other than that, that last verse after the third chorus is pretty much the same again as the first and second verse.
It is.
Any parts in it that you're like,
The ending, the end of the last chorus it's a little. It adds a little to it. So at the
Okay.
end where it goes, I better start a little sooner. What if I can't stop living my yesterdays with the ghosts who are never really there? That all changes when I leave Selena. Think it'll turn to something much brighter. Even if you don't think so, even if you're not there, even if you're not there.
okay, cool. You're repeating that last, even if you're not there.
Yeah, I try to flare it up a little bit at the end.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Even if you don't think so. So, that word so always comes out a little wishy-washy.
Okay. Okay.
Again, kind of like, I'm not sure you know exactly what the note is on so.
Agreed.
Right. Okay.
Agreed.
Can we
Yeah.
figure out what that note is?
Yes, please.
So even if you don't think so.
Even if you don't think so.
Oh, it's lower. Okay. Can you do the whole chorus?
Okay.
It all changes.
Okay. It all changes when I leave Selena. Think it'll turn to something much brighter. Even if you don't think so.
Okay. Even if you don't think so.
I'm open to ideas.
Okay.
Even if you don't think so. Even if you don't think so.
So, I like that.
So.
Even if you don't think so. Yeah, even if you don't think so. Not so. Like 2 notes on one word. I think you can cut that second one. Like just cut the first one and only go to the low note. Even if you don't think so.
Okay.
Try that.
Okay. Even if you don't think so.
Yeah.
Okay. Even if you're not there. Okay.
Yeah, so then those 2 lines are the same. If you wanted to not have them the same, even if you don't think so, or even if you don't think so, even if you're not there, even if you don't think so. You could try that.
It's pretty. It sounds pretty that way. Even if you don't think so. Even if you're not there.
I kind of like that.
Yeah, I do too.
Even if you don't think
so.
Think so. Think.
Even if you don't think so. Think so.
It's hold on. I think it's a little higher.
Okay.
Can you?
Think so.
There it is. Think so.
Even if you don't think so. That might be hard to hit consistently.
No, I think you can do that.
Okay.
Just use your breath on that. Even if you don't think so, think.
Even if you don't think so.
Think.
There it is.
Yeah.
Even if you don't think so. Even if you're not there.
It's a little spicy note in there.
It's spicy. I like it. Yeah.
But also, even if you don't think so, even if you don't think so, also works, but even if you don't think so, it's
the chorus, it should be.
It's just a little spice,
Yeah,
a
I
little
agree.
flavor there. A little flavor there.
If there's a place for it, that's where it should be.
Yes, for sure. And because think, have we heard that note yet up until
Think.
But not think.
Think. I don't think so.
I don't think we have heard that song yet. That note yet. So that again adds just another note that's like, ooh, okay, something new.
I like it.
Right?
Agree.
Very cool. Very
Agree.
cool. Even if you don't think so, even if you're not there.
Okay.
And can you try the whole last chorus where you're repeating, even if you're not there?
Okay.
One more time.
Okay. That all changes when I leave Selena. Think it'll turn to something much brighter. Even if you don't think so.
Nice.
Even if you're not there. Even if you're not there.
Even if you're not there, think so. Even if you're not there. That's the same note.
Is it?
Think, yeah.
Think so. Even if you're not there.
Even if you're not there. That's on the second one, right? Because so, even if you don't think so. Even if you're not there. And then, even if you're not.
Even if you're not there. At the very end, the last one.
That very last one is the same note as the think so.
Okay.
That would be the same there. But yeah, I like that. Even if you're not there, like the repeated version
Yeah.
of it. I like that.
Thank you.
It adds a little something to it too.
Thank you.
Yeah, very nice. Very nice, very nice. Okay, great. Any questions? Anything else you want to look at?
Not right. I don't think so. I didn't do the harmonica, so you didn't get to hear like the extra out of breath version.
Oh,
But
fair.
that's something that
Okay.
I've noticed. That's inconsistent. Sometimes I'll be fine,
Okay.
and other times I don't know if I'm struggling with just breath control in general.
Yeah.
If I'm overdoing it.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So maybe if you're feeling out of breath, especially when you're playing your harmonica too, that might be something we wanna practice a little bit. Just
Okay.
breath control. Breath control basically just comes down to how much breath are you releasing as you're making sound.
Sure.
Right? Or when you're using your harmonica, just as you're blowing into the harmonica, how much are you using at once? Lung capacity usually is not important unless in contemporary stuff, like in this kind of style. Classical, that's a different world.
Okay.
Like when you're singing opera, that's very different there. But in contemporary, lung capacity usually doesn't matter unless you have some sort of condition that, like you can't get in as much breath as somebody else would be able to. But I know you smoked, but
I did.
I don't think that's going to be much of an issue for you, just lung capacity in general.
Okay.
Just working on just the control of it, like the control of the release of the breath. So things you can do to practice that would be like a
The slow release.
Yep. That is without sound. And then you time yourself and see how long can you possibly go. You can then do the same thing with sound. So if you're just doing you don't feel any vibrations in your throat, right?
Okay.
When you're doing with sound, like a exactly, now you do feel the vibrations in your throat. And then you would ideally want to try different notes. So like one low note, one in the middle, and then one high one, and see how it changes, because depending on where the note is, you're going to use different amounts of breath. And then you time yourself, right? And you want to try and go for as long as possible. You have two twins, not two twins, but like not two sets of twins, but twins,
Twin
one
boys,
pair of twins
Yes.
at home. You can make it a game together with them, right? And see who can go the longest.
That's a good idea. I like that.
Incorporate them into this
Daily
this
practice.
game.
I can do that, yeah.
Could be fun. I don't know. Maybe they like it. Maybe they don't.
They might.
If they're anything like me, I was always very competitive, even growing up. So I would be like, I'm practicing this until I can go longer than anybody else.
They definitely have some of that.
Okay,
Definitely.
there you go. So that would be good, just for not feeling like you're running out of breath. Also, a lot of times, just a mental thing, when we are worried about running out of breath and we then use less breath, we are more likely to run out of breath than when we're just like using the breath we've got.
Okay.
So don't be afraid to actually use your breath when you're singing. So like, but it all changes when I leave Selena. Versus, it all changes when I leave Selena. I'm like, oh my gosh, I have much less breath left over in my tank, even though I used less breath.
Okay.
I literally don't know how that's possible. It technically makes no sense, but it's every single person I've worked with that had this issue of like running out of breath. It's always been the case that when they're not worried about running out of breath and they're instead just using the breath that they have, that they're not running out of breath as much.
That's strange.
It is strange, but it works every time.
Okay. I'm keeping it in mind.
Works every time. Don't be afraid to use your breath. Okay. Yeah, I mean, you have a lot of great things to work with, and you're a natural like mixer, which I'm very, very surprised by, and because it's not usually the case for most people. So we love that for you. We love that. And so the couple things that we talked about is just opening up your vocal tract a little bit. So with the la la la, for example, which is going to be big open mouth too, which just for the sake of practice might not be a bad thing. The straw we looked at as well, and the pufferfish.
Yeah.
Ooh, to just
Jaws on the side. Keep the jaw open.
exactly.
Gotcha.
And when you're doing la 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 la, make sure that only the tongue is moving on the inside, not your jaw.
Okay.
La 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 la. We want the jaw nice and open, the mouth nice and open.
Okay.
La 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 la. So that's for opening up, right? Like opening up your tone a little bit, so that it carries a little bit more. Either like even when you have a microphone or when you don't have a microphone, it'll translate nicely in either case.
Okay.
We looked at that, and then just really making sure you know all of the notes, not just the important ones.
Gotcha.
You have the important ones.
Yeah.
It's the shorter ones, the not so important ones that are always a little different. And there's technically nothing wrong with always singing it a little bit differently, but I do want to make sure that you feel secure in the melodies that you wrote. So maybe plucking them out on a piano or on your guitar could be helpful with that. Practicing without instruments would be good as well, just so that you can feel more secure in your voice.
Okay.
Right?
Sure.
Those are the big things. And then the breath control stuff that we were just talking about here at the end. Did we talk about anything else? No, I don't think so. That's pretty much...
We covered a lot.
That sums up the most important parts of it. But yeah. Do you feel like you have some tools now that you can go home and work with a little bit?
Yeah, definitely. Yes.
Okay.
Happily, yes. A lot more than what I originally had and what I was using.
Okay.
This is cool. This is very cool. And it's informative. I like it. I like it a lot.
Yeah, for me, it's important that when I'm giving you something to try, that you know why.
Sure.
So, because otherwise it's like, okay, cool, I'm doing this, but I don't really know why.
I don't know why. I know why.
Okay, perfect. That's important to me because then you can actually really apply it.
And you knew immediately, like I didn't know coming in if we would have the same conclusion as to what's going on, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Well, and different coaches will hear different things or focus on different things in a different order.
Okay.
Right? Because like there's always layers to what we hear. And then we need to pick what do we want to focus on first. Because in singing, everything is related. And so, you know, somebody else might have focused on breathing first before opening up, right? And we did opening up first before breathing. It just really kind of depends on who you're working with. But yeah, I think we have a couple good things that you can work on. Now it's just a matter of practice, right? Because you've been singing it this way for so long. It's going to be much more difficult to apply all of these things in this song compared to a new song that you write or that you learn, like a cover that you're learning. Okay, it's much easier to do it in new stuff, new material, than in old material that you've been singing this way for a really long time.
It's hard to unlearn.
Exactly. Okay. But yeah, play around with it and let me know how it goes. And if you have any questions, you can always reach out. Okay. You already mentioned your website. I'll be sure to link to that in the show notes so that everybody who's watching can go check that out.
Thank you.
Anything else you would like to get off your chest? You're feeling good?
No. I'm feeling all right. Yeah.
Love it.
This has been great. Thank you for having me. Thanks for the time. Not everybody does this kind of thing for for artists out there. Yeah. Well, it's what I love doing. So I don't mind. I have a good time doing it. And, thank you for sharing your song with us and your voice and your guitar playing and your time and all of the above. Thank you so much for coming. Hope this was helpful. Very. And other than that, we'll hopefully get to do this again sometime. Okay. Would love to. Awesome. Thank you. Alrighty. Thank you for joining. Thank you everybody for tuning in and we'll catch you in the next one. Bye-bye. Bye everybody.